Hello there, parents. I'm Jack Cormos, and I will be your host this evening for Back to School Night.
And I'm Ashley Boroff, and we are so excited to show you what CdM has to offer tonight.
For our first performance, we have middle school cheer, so let's get right to it.
Lydia Lee, and I'm one of the cheer captains this year. My favorite part about cheer is meeting a bunch of girls and having new friendships, and I'm definitely looking forward to that when we go back.
Hi, my name is Sophie Kramer, and I'm one of the 8th grade cheer captains on the CdMMS cheer team. My favorite part about cheer is all the fun spirit we have on campus. Let's go CdM!
My name is Avery McDonald. I'm one of the cheer captains this year, and I'm really looking forward to supporting all the clubs and teams at CdM.
Hi, I'm Brooke Anthony, and I'm a 7th grade cheer captain, and I'm so excited to be on the CdMS cheer team and looking forward to meeting everyone in person.
Let's go! The queens are back, and it's about to go down. The best of the best, you know we'll take the crown.
Get to the flow to connect that doubt. You better have it back to the beat so cold. Pop that cock, you be loud. This another hit, I got ace in the hole. Boys on my back, play, did you pick that? You got a small stack, play, can you keep that? I'm a Big Mac, like yeah, get to the
Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the greatest of them all?
Let me steal, 1, 2, 7.
Thank you, middle school cheer. That was great. Now we're going to move on to my favorite girls, our high school pep squad with cheer and song. Let's see it, girls.
Let's hear it for our CDs.
Sea Kings, thank you for joining us for Back to School Night. Even though we may not be on campus yet, CdM Pep Squad is still committed to bringing spirit and pride to our CdM community and families. We look forward to supporting the Sea Kings all year long. Go Sea Kings!
Thank you, High School Pep. You guys were absolutely fantastic.
Thank you so much for joining us tonight, and we hope you're super excited to meet your child's teachers right now.
Thank you for joining us, and I hope you have a great night, and have a good one.
Good evening, Corona Del Mar High School and Middle School families. We are excited to welcome you to our first ever virtual Back to School Night. So we appreciate you being willing to participate in this activity. Our goal tonight is to give you an opportunity to be introduced to the school administration and your teachers, give you a chance to be able to connect with them, like I said, virtually, but have that opportunity to meet them a little more in person and get to know them a little bit better. So you understand who we are, what we do, and what your students are learning. So without further ado, let me introduce Dr. Gogol.
Good evening, Corona Del Mar families. This is Dr. Gogol, and although we would like to see you in real life, we welcome you to our back to school evening. I'd also like to introduce you to Mr. Jeff Perry, our middle school assistant principal.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to CdM. We're very happy to have you all. My area of emphasis is middle school, so just very happy to see everyone.
Hi, everybody. I'm Michelle Stevens. I'm assistant principal with the last name of students A to K, and I'm happy to help you in any way I can.
Hi, everyone. I'm Samantha Payne, and I'm another assistant principal at the high school level, and I work with the Alpha L through Z. So if you need to reach out to me for anything, feel free to email me or call me, and I look forward to working with you this year.
Hi, everyone. I'm Michael Dobbins. I'm the activities director for the middle school and the high school. I work a lot with activities. I'm in room 304. Right now, that doesn't mean anything because you can't come into my room anyways. But you can get a hold of me on Schoology or email, ask your students, they could help you out. And I work with the community a lot with community outreach stuff.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Dennis Wilbanks, the athletic director for the high school level. Basically in charge of supporting our head coaches and supporting our students in their athletic endeavors. My door is always open and I can be reached via school email or extension 6058.
This is our team. We are here for you. We're here for your kids. We want to do everything we can to help them have a successful experience. We know there are a lot of challenges this year, things that we never would have dreamed we'd be dealing with. But what we're committed to doing is making this work. We're not going to pretend like it's going to pass and we'll get over it. We're embracing it, and we're finding ways to do what we've always done in a new way. So we want to commit to that to you, and this is one of our first efforts in that direction. So tonight, after my remarks, we'll be dismissing you. And then what you'll do is you'll actually access your teacher's classes by going onto the program, which is available on our website. And it was also sent out to you with this message. So you can click on that program, you can look at your students' teachers, and then you go ahead and just click on the classes that your students take. We've asked the teachers to create a short video introducing themselves and their course to you for each of the classes they teach. So you'll be able to access that and get to enjoy meeting your students' teachers in the comfort of your own home and at a time of your convenience. So not that we'll do this way forever, but there are definitely some advantages to this. Enabling those of you with more than one student at the school to attend all of your teachers' meetings, being able to permit you to do it at a time that's convenient for you. Some definite things that we think make this even better than normal. So we appreciate your patience, we appreciate your support, and look forward to being able to present to you the remainder of the Corona Del Mar High School and Middle School staff. So enjoy the teacher videos and take advantage of opportunities they provide you to follow up and get to interact with them personally. So in terms of just general school information, there are a few things we'd like to make you aware of as we move forward. First, a few announcements, things that are burning probably on your minds. We will be reopening for our students who have IEPs, who participate in special day classes on September 29th. So all of our students who are engaged in those programs will be able to come to school full time starting on that day. And we are working feverishly right now to prepare for their return. All 7th through 12th grade students will be able to return to school on October 12th. So our planning currently involves developing site plans, posting signage, developing pathways, areas for students to be able to interact with teachers and each other in socially distant, safe ways to make sure that we're ready for your students when they are able to come back. Now, there are a few things that are getting in the way of that, and every time you drive by the school, you'll note we still are surrounded with fencing. There are serious, significant construction projects that are ongoing. So brief updates there. We have the exterior fencing, which is continuing to be installed. We are working as quickly as we can to get that completed. We do not know whether it will be completely done by the time that we reopen school, but we will be reopening school no matter what. I know that's been a concern many parents have had. Regardless of whether or not the exterior fencing project is completed, we will be bringing students back on campus no later than October 12th. We also have a significant project going on with our athletic facilities, and there is some testing that is still being done. So we do not have a deadline yet as to when that is going to be completed. We're just working patiently with those who are doing the work to get it done as quickly as we can. We are very excited to have these projects completed, but we understand there are processes that occur and that we need to be patient with and for, and we're doing that right now. So we ask for your continued graciousness as we continue to prepare for the physical plant and allowing students to return there. Parking will obviously be a question that a lot of people have. We don't know yet what our parking availability will be, simply because we don't know how quickly the construction will finish, but we will be communicating with you on that. Today's September 15th. When you actually see this, it will be September 17th. So we've got a few weeks still before we will have the majority of students back on campus. And when that happens, we will have no more than half of them on campus at any one time. So we know there will be a somewhat reduced demand for parking, and we'll just have to be able to have that time to give you more up-to-date information as we get closer to the date. So just hang on there and we will get that information out to you. Another important announcement is simply the returning to school. I imagine most families are aware of that, but in case they're not, we will be returning to school under the level 2 reopening plan that our district released in August. which means that students will be able to come on campus and we will be able to welcome them back as long as we adhere to California Department of Public Health guidelines and guidelines that are made clear to us by the Orange County Healthcare Agency. So as those guidelines continue to be communicated, we continue to plan. Some of the things that will be different and feel different that we want to make you aware of so that you can prepare for that will be the wearing of facial coverings. That will be a requirement for all students coming on campus, as well as our need to appropriately distance students. And this has a great impact because we just can't safely distance students in classes where you have 30 kids in a classroom. So we'll be essentially dividing the campus into two parts, a cohort A and a cohort B, or we'll actually probably call them cohort 1 and 2. And you will be assigning your students to one of those two cohorts. We're working on that right now. We are prioritizing keeping students in the same schedules and keeping siblings together. Those are the two main priorities. We cannot guarantee either one of those. We just want to be upfront about that because at the end of the day, our primary focus is to get students back on campus. And that's just dictated by the number of students we can fit in a classroom. So we may not be able to promise that the schedule won't change or that siblings will be able to attend together. But again, we will be communicative about this as we are able to try to work out the issues that this is bringing to our attention. So please be patient with us as we divide students into cohorts and work to get as many students back as quickly as we can on campus. Another announcement that we want to make, something that's coming up in the near future here, is that we will also be required to do some things differently on campus. So we'll have different traffic flow patterns for students. We will have different expectations about where they might check in for something. Those are all things that we'll be communicating more clearly as we develop the actual planning around that, but we just want to be help you be aware of those. We'll be increasing cleaning schedules of our classrooms, of our restrooms. We'll be having an increase to our custodial staff to accommodate that. We'll also have to do some things differently too in terms of just how kids are interacting on and off campus. So in the past, we've been allowed to be a little more open with lunches and allowing kids to leave or to have food delivered. Those are things that we're not going to be able to do anymore. So we'll be directed to close our campuses, and we'll be only allowing students on and off campus when they arrive or when they leave school. But we have to do our best to keep the numbers of students interacting with other students down. Were there to be, or maybe we will say when there is a case that happens on campus, the kinds of things that we do to limit exposure are related to who students are interacting with. So we're doing our best to keep a limited number of students on campus for a limited number of classes each day with the same group of students every day. That is going to be our best attempt and effort at limiting their contact. But we just simply can't have students leaving school in the middle of the day, going and interacting with whoever they're interacting with in the public and then coming back for another class. So we know that's a big change, and we know it's going to be very difficult for people to process that, but we want to give you that information ahead of time so that you can start thinking about that. We will have lunches available for all students on campus that will be offered to students free of charge, and we'll continue to look at other ways to accommodate families, but we will be having a closed campus during this time period. I'm sure there are many other questions that individuals will have. We will continue to work at getting those answers for you and communicating those out. We know there are questions about instruction. How are teachers going to be teaching? We know there are questions about student safety, if there's a worry about your student returning to campus, and we will develop and communicate the protocols and processes for sharing that information and for working together to support your students. These are unique times, these are unique challenges. We're doing our best to try to navigate them. We're going to try to be upfront, and we're going to again ask for your patience and understanding as we share that information with you, and also acknowledge that that information may change as we receive new directives. We might have to do things differently. We want you to be aware of that we are doing our best given the information we have. We are committed to reopening, but that comes at a cost. We can't reopen and just go back to the way things were. I know we all want that, but that's not an option right now. So our choice is keep students in distance learning or bring them back to campus. And if we're bringing them back to campus, then these strings are attached. We can't just bring students back to campus without these precautions and protocols being in place. So again, we hope your understanding of that. We know it's not ideal, but it's what we need to do in order to ensure the greatest level of safety that we can, given our limited resources and tools to do that. So that's a lot of the stuff that we're going to share with you tonight. We want to give you that information, use this as an opportunity to share as much as we can with you, but we recognize that a lot of that won't be welcome news and maybe really frustrating news, honestly. Again, our commitment is to give you that information and tell you that we're doing the best we can with what we have. So please be patient with us, but please continue to share your feedback with us. We learn as you interact. Both Dr. Gogol and I are definitely open to and welcome any kind of comments. You can attend meetings, you can email us, let us know what you think so that we can have your input in our minds as we're doing our best to prepare for students to return. Now, on that note of parent meetings, we have 3 amazing parent groups that we want to acknowledge and recognize tonight. First, our Parent Teacher Association, our PTA. They meet monthly, and it's a great opportunity to get updates about what is going on, but also to take part in making decisions that actually impact our students. It's an amazing organization, and we encourage everybody to join the PTA, to be committed to engaging in that process, but also to supporting financially the work that they do in ensuring that our classrooms have the resources they need to support students. We have our CdM Foundation that raises money for big projects on campus. Being an outsider coming new to the school, I have never seen anything like this before. It is just amazing to see the level of commitment and the type of projects that this organization is able to tackle. And I know they often partner with other organizations to make it happen, but such an amazing organization. So if that's something that you're able to support as well, we invite you to support our CdM Foundation and help them with the fundraising that they do for the projects that benefit, beautify, and really make school such a welcoming environment. Finally, we have our CdM Booster organization that spends time raising money to support special activities that occur on our campus. I've had an opportunity to attend meetings of all these organizations, and I am just amazed at the level of commitment of the families who participate in the leadership positions in these organizations, and then the level of commitment that is demonstrated through gifts of time, gifts of talent, and financial gifts to make all of this possible. So I appreciate our organizations for the work they do. They're welcome to me, and I extend that to all of you as a parent community. I'm so grateful to be able to work in this community, to be able to serve your students and do our best making school what it needs to be to ensure that your students have access to very bright futures. I am working myself on internalizing messages that are not foreign to me, but I love how they're articulated here, and working on continuing that commitment to ensure that all of our students have access to a very high, very comprehensive level of instruction in areas that we've designed to prepare them for not only high school graduation, but whatever their path, the next step in life looks like. Committing to those values of helping our students develop opportunities to build resilience, to act with empathy, and finally to live with integrity. Not a hard sell for me. I think that those are great goals, and definitely the work that each one of us who enters this field of education desires to help students build capacity in. So I commit to continuing that great work that has been done by my predecessors, to engaging with this amazing staff that I can take no credit for, but I'm just so grateful that I have the opportunity to work with, from an amazing administrative team to a knowledgeable office staff to teachers who really are second to none. We are grateful to be able to be here to serve you, and we look forward to doing that this year, regardless of the circumstances. So thank you for participating in our back to school night. We hope you'll enjoy the presentations, and we look forward to being able to interact with you in the future. So take care, stay healthy, be safe, and we'll see you soon.